Warchant.com here with new FSU commit, offensive lineman Lucas Simmons. Lucas, I mean, first walk me through the day. What was that like announcing live on TV? Were you nervous? What was kind of going through your mind?
I was very nervous. I mean, not with the decision, just about I sit down, talk exactly straight, have the whole team right behind the computer. So because of that, I was nervous. But the decision I wasn't nervous about at all. Like I knew it was
Okay.
home, so that was no problem.
Did you know when you visited officially that was the place, or did you know even before that? Because when you talked about FSU and Coach Atkins and Coach Norvell, it was just different the way you talked about those guys.
Yeah, I mean, like they're the ones who spend the most steady and been the most loyal to me since my recruiting process. And every time I leave, I want to come back, and the relationship has never been an issue. It's just that I'm so happy that my parents could come and see it because
Mhm.
it means a lot having their opinion as well. So I think that was the thing that pushed it over the edge.
Okay. What was kind of their viewpoint of FSU since they got a chance to see all the stuff that you talk about all the time? What was
Yeah.
kind of their viewpoint of FSU when they saw it? What did they think?
And they loved it. I mean, my mom is kind of out of recruiting. She understands people, but when you tell her, like, okay, what's the difference on ACC and Pac-12? What's the difference on MAC and SEC? She doesn't really know that difference, but she knows how to read people, though. So it meant a lot because when we were in Norvell's meeting, Norvell asked if we had any questions, and my mom spoke out, which she usually didn't do in the visits, and she said, like, I heard what Lucas said about you guys, and I kind of know what he feels, and I trust him, and I now see what he sees. So I think this is the best fit for him. So just
Yeah.
hearing that alone meant so much more because I can't get that on a regular FaceTime call. I can't get that by calling mom and telling her about the visit. Like that's her seeing it in person. So it
Now,
really meant a lot.
did they still live in Sweden, or are they down in Clearwater with you?
Oh no, they live in Sweden. So yeah.
Okay, so that's a challenge. So I would imagine, but tell me about when you told Coach Atkins. When did you tell Coach Atkins that you were coming, and kind of what was the reaction with that?
So honestly, I didn't tell them until I let them see by me announcing it. Like I did not tell
Okay,
them before. I wanted it to be a surprise. Like I knew for sure that I was going there. So directly after I said I'm committing to Florida State. I
yeah,
see Coach Alex Atkins because he called. I was using my coach's iPad as Coach Alex Atkins. He called me directly when I threw on the hat. I'm like, wow.
yeah.
So it was funny, but they
So
were
you wanted,
excited.
yeah. So you just wanted to start. I think everyone kind of overheard your call with Coach Norvell. What was that
Yeah,
like? Obviously, joking about stringing it along, but I
yeah.
guess before I get to Atkins, just tell me about the relationship with Norvell. What was so special about this guy? Because I know he's a different head coach than a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean, it. The thing that people get mixed up sometimes, I'd say, is that it's just Atkins. Like it's really not. Atkins is a great part, and he's a coach that I've built the best relationship throughout my recruiting process. But Norvell played such a big part in me feeling comfortable in the program and in the environment. So just having him be honest with me since day one of when I was talking to him and not change up at all throughout the stars, throughout the rankings. That's the thing that really helps helps kids trust coaches and
Hmm.
throughout the recruiting process.
You're talking about the stuff that Coach Atkins taught you, Lucas. What kind of things did he kind of help you with your skill set and your game at offensive tackle?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like our first meeting was when he did the whole thing that I
Alphabet.
was supposed. Yeah, the alphabet thing. He's
Okay.
super. I'm like, what are we doing this thing for? And then he explained why, if you're a visual learning or if it works by just like sitting and listening. And he understood that I'm a visual learner, and like I'll learn faster than that. So we went through tape. Like on my last visit, we went
Hmm.
to the theater. They turned on some tape from 5-0 line, like there 4-2 something, even gap, and
Yeah.
they just told me like, okay, what are you doing on this play? So he'll kind of adjust his teaching to you, so you can develop the best, and that's something really unique about him.
Right. And I kind of talked to you about kind of You coming over from Sweden, your dad's coached you a lot. Talk about how your dad's helped you kind of prepare you, and then maybe Coach Atkins and the Clearwater staff has kind of take it from there.
Yeah, it's been great. Like my dad, first of all, he didn't want me to join football that early. I was 13 when I started playing, and football in Sweden back then was really far behind.
Hmm.
So my mom brought me to this training camp for soccer, quote unquote. And then I get in there and there's just a bunch of big guys with pads. I'm like, oh man. Like I've been watching Red River game, I've been watching OU Nebraska, I've been watching everything OU. Just wanted to play football. And then when I
Yeah,
finally had the opportunity to, like I fell in love with it directly after the warm ups. So
right.
he's always like he's been tough on me and all, like when we have practice, but it's always someone that can just be like, it's it's more than football to him as well. He understands that. So it's been someone great to have on my side.
What's kind of been the difference since you've been to Clearwater? What kind of areas have you seen significant, growth as far as your game in, or what parts of it? Because we see a lot of your hands, you got a lot of range, got a lot of reach, and your footwork's really quick, and certainly do good finishing blocks. But what's kind of the thing they've really cleaned up for you since you've been to Clearwater?
Yeah, I want to say just as you said, like my hands, my feet, using my length more than I did before. Like
Hmm.
I got this huge wingspan that I didn't even use before. And now when I try to use it, I'm like, oh man, this is easy. So they really helped me understand that if I got it, use it. And the thing that really that you have to adjust if you're an international guy going to the States, you got to understand how much faster the speed of the game is and how much faster you gotta like click with the things you're doing. Like you gotta be it's so much faster happening and you gotta be aware of that too. You have a chance
Right.
to be honest.
You went to a lot of the camps, a lot of different camps. What kind of things did you kind of pick up? I mean, you seem to pick things up so fast at a camp, but what is the thing that you learned so much from those camps and being the camp experience?
The techniques, one on ones without pads is it kinda is what it is, but it's great having, these coaches that you basically looked at TV and look at Twitter like, oh man, he's a cool guy. And then you get coached by him.
Yeah.
Like you get coached by him there, he's telling you what to do. Like, of course you will soak in. Like you have no other option. Like if you've been looking at him for a long time, of course you want to listen to what he has to say. So it was a lot of things that basic things for them, but completely new that I haven't thought about at all before.
Now
And
you played
it's
soccer before you played football, right?
yes, sir. Yep.
What was that like as a 6'7" guy? Or did you play when you were
Man,
6'7", or were you kind of a lower height? But
no,
what was that
I was
like playing soccer?
I was lower height, but I was always bigger than the other guys. Like I basically played it because my friends played it. So I'm like, oh man, let me hop in on this. And nah, I'm too tall for it, man. I'm too big for it. Like I realized after a while, like man, I'm this big, but I can't even use my body, and I don't want to be goalkeeper because I don't want balls in my like. I don't want to get a soccer ball right in my face when I'm like standing as goalkeeper. So I
Right.
want to shoot goals, but then I realized, man, I suck at it. So I just mom. I think that mom saw it too, and that's really why she wanted me to play football.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a good it was good that she put me on the football though, no doubt.
Yeah. Now you've seen FSU so many times. You saw the official visit. Obviously, that was kind of more in depth as far as what you saw. But was there anything that just the first time you visited? Was there something that just clicked?
Yeah, it was automatic. Like just that meeting with Atkins first, you really showed that okay, Atkins is different from other coaches, and it's a great feeling having somebody like recruiting. This recruiting's been great for me, and like I've been able to do things which I would never be able to do at all if it wasn't for this. But it's kind of hard to separate real from the fake, and with Atkins, just as I say, like never having to worry about if he's lying or if he's dishonest to me. It's a great feeling knowing that I can lean on somebody and just trust them all in college.
Now, certainly, we've seen you out there because we're at Moore. We see you guys when you visit. We see the brief part of it. We don't see the whole visit. But give
Yeah.
me some funny moments with Coach Atkins. Was there anything like he does that's really funny that just jumps out at you?
Uh, my funniest thing, like in my head, is when we had the whole alphabet thing and this dude
Hmm.
spelled Wednesday, Wens. That's so funny, man. Like that's funny. I don't care what nobody. That's funny. But it's just like every time we act, it's a good time.
Right.
Like he
What
knows the balance of having fun and just being serious at times. So yeah.
What does he talk about with you when y'all are just chit chatting? Just when you're shooting the breeze, and obviously you don't talk about football that much. But what is it about? What things do you guys kind of just talk about just regularly? Is it girls? Is it is it movies? Or what is it?
Literally any and everything. Yesterday I went and watched a movie. I texted him, I called him like, "Oh, what you doing? Oh, I'm about to watch this movie. What you about to watch?" I'm like, "Oh, for real, it's good." Yeah. And now he texts me, "Oh, I'm about to go watch it." Like it can be about anything,
So it's just
movies,
in
food,
any
habits,
conversation.
everything, anything.
Now, you obviously committed there, and they already got some commits already in the class. And I think Roger Kearney committed, a week before you, or a little bit before.
Yeah,
Did you kind of develop any relationship with Roderick, or did y'all talk any?
yeah. I met Raw once, and we've been on the phone a lot. He's a cool guy. So it's gonna be good knowing that you can go in somebody with the same class and hopefully play alongside with.
Yeah, I think Rod put a tweet out building the trenches up,
Yeah.
kind of a tweet with you guys. But talk about what you're building with you, Coach Jackson. What's kind of the vision of what you guys want to bring with this offensive line?
I think it's great. Like I feel that it's built on the right foundations. Like everybody that's going to Florida State, I said, "Oh, I know that they can trust Atkins," and I just feel that if you have a whole unit that feels the exact same way about your coach, you can't go wrong. Like, I have no doubt in my mind
Yeah.
that he'll develop everybody, and I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be dishonest. So I just feel that if you're building on those foundations, it's just coming down to the work or to the work ethic.
Right. The week before you announced, Keldrick Falk jumped on board, defensive end,
Yep.
top 100 player. What is the buzz about FSU among recruits? What is it about FSU that just is got the recruits excited? Because it seems like you guys got a
Everybody.
lot of momentum right now.
Yeah. I mean, like when you really look into it, everybody says the same thing. Oh, it's a real place. I like Norvell. I like Atkins. I feel comfortable. That's obvious when you're at Florida State, but it's just that I trust in Florida State and I trust in Norvell. I trust in Atkins. I trust the staff and I trust the people. And it's just that I feel that if everybody really puts in the work and with the class that we're building right now, like I don't feel that we're far away, from
Now,
actually being what Florida State was.
did you watch them any last year? Because there was flashes of what they could be. Talk about just kind of the viewpoint of watching them last year,
Yeah.
Lucas.
Florida State, Miami. That was my funnest game ever. It was so fun. I mean, like
Did
it
you?
was funny because like in the recruiting section where everybody's kind of sitting still and no one's doing this thing, no
Yeah,
one's
the chop.
they're just kind of sitting looking at the end, and then you see at the end of the game that everybody's standing up, doing the chomp, doing that whole thing. Like it was
Yeah.
super fun just seeing it, and then it was a great game,
What was the
and I just
noise,
think
and
like wow,
from a recruit's perspective, what was kind of the noise like for you at that game? Because that was deafening loud as far as the whole game, and then that final
yeah,
catch, 4th and 14. Yeah, just walk me
yeah,
through what the recruit section was like.
disgustingly loud, man. It was insane. Like, it was insane. I
Is that
walked inside in the meetings and it was so quiet. It felt weird. Like it felt so
yeah?
weird just being quiet with no noise. Yeah,
So so you're kind of getting yourself ready for those kind of moments when you get there, those kind of rivalries. But um, tell me about the vision of Florida State, what they kind of told you throughout the process. What are they kind of telling you and saying, "Hey, this is what we're going to do." What kind of things have they told you kind of where their vision's going?
yeah. They're saying the same thing as I believe. Like they're not far away, really. Like Norvell has been constantly going up since he got hired,
Hmm.
and it's just they trust in the program, and they want people to come in that trust in the program as well. Like there's no point in going to Florida State if you don't believe in it, but they got people in the classes and in the program that believe in the program. So
Now, I
it's
joked with
good.
Keldrick last week. I said they
Yeah,
added you right when you got into group chat because you get added to the group chat when you commit.
yeah.
Were you already added to the group chat, or did you get added after you committed?
Nah, I just got added to it. So
Okay.
yeah.
What was that like? Just chatting with your new, going to be your new teammates.
It's good, like it's just fun seeing everybody in the group knowing that in a few months we'll be playing together, we'll be working together, we'll be practicing together. You know, it feels kind of surreal, but it's cool, no doubt.
What guys did you talk to in the group chat already?
The guy I talked to, or the people I talked to the most is Chris Parsons and Ra.
Okay.
some of the people I get along with really well. I mean, Keldrick real cool too. So those are kind of the main ones that I already met, that already committed. But I'll probably
Yeah.
see a little more from on July 30th.
What did Chris kind of tell you?
Let's do it. Let's work. That's basically it, man. Like I met him on OV. Like he's a real cool guy. I met him
Okay.
like my second visit, and I met him at the OV. He's a great
Okay.
guy. He's easy to get along with and all.
Now you're coming back on July 30th. Who else is
Yeah.
coming back? Oh, and is it going to be all the commits, or is it going to be just? I mean, have you guys already organized that all of the commits are going to come back July 30th?
I wish I could tell you. I know that Rod's coming back. The
Okay.
rest, I think Keldrick is coming back too. The rest, I'm not really sure about.
Okay. What do you kind of want to see? That's got to be pretty fun coming back finally as a
Yeah,
commitment. What's that going to be like for you?
I'm expecting to just walk around. It's not going to be like a usual visit. I already know. Like it will not
Yeah.
feel like a usual visit. None of the Florida State visits feels like a real visit. Really, like, it feels like going back home. You're showing people I
Okay.
like. I just know that visit will feel completely different. I can't put it in words yet. I'll do it after, but right now I'm just excited to get back.
Now you're committed there. Obviously, we see with the quarterback, Chris is after guys. Keldrick's already recruiting guys, so we see that every
Yeah,
day. Are you a recruit guy? Are you going to go recruit people, or are you going to just kind
yeah,
of lay back and how are you? What's
no
kind of
doubt,
your approach to helping build this class?
no doubt. I mean, I want to be the same as the players and the recruits who kind of I talked with. Like I want the players that are thinking about coming here. I want them to understand the family atmosphere. I want them to understand what I saw because that's what really pushed it over the edge for me. So
Okay.
I won't be like coming, just being obnoxious, but the people that really wants it and really seem to fit in the program, of course, I want to make the team better in the way possible. So if they
Yeah.
want to
It
come,
seems.
I'll do
Go ahead.
everything.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, my bad.
Okay.
It wasn't.
I was just going to say. What's kind of your pitch? Say I'm a receiver or a guy that's the
Yep.
FSU's considering, and I haven't been to FSU. What would you kind of tell me about FSU?
Why not Florida State? That's what I'll say, man.
Okay.
Nah, like it's literally there's no like this is the exact reason why Florida State. For me, Florida State is everything I want. So if it feels right, it feels right. That's just how it was for me.
Right.
So I don't really
Now,
have a set of recruiting pitch in mind yet.
I know you saw all the crazy FSU fans after you announced they were,
Yeah,
beyond elated. What was kind of your reaction when you were seeing all this stuff with the FSU fans? How excited they were?
I love it, man. I love it. Like it's just every time I'm at Florida State, it feels good. Like I just know that it's good. It's a good feeling to be wanted and all, and not being like on an obnoxious level. It's still that it's happy seeing people be happy with you. So it means a lot seeing.
Now you've grown as a player, but tell me some things that, hey, I'm really working on this area of my game going into your senior season.
I want the things to click faster in my head football wise. Like I know that my feet, I'm not lacking in literally not being able to move fast enough. That I don't think I'll have that problem. It's just that I just want to process things faster because when I process it, it's easy to do. Like football's
Okay.
football. I have great coaches around me, and it's just as long as I process it fast, I know what to do. I think.
Is added strength, is that something that you've taken a lot of focus on? We know you're big, you're
Yeah,
huge, 6'7", but add in the weight room, is that something that you really want to harp on, I guess, getting ready for FSU?
yeah, no doubt. I mean, you always want to get stronger. I mean, I got a great strength and conditioning coach over here, so
Hmm.
he getting the whole team straight. So I'm getting extra work in, of course, and trying to be the best me.
Yep. Did you spend some time around Coach Storms at FSU?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I met him on my OV. I didn't meet him before
Okay. What was that
though. Yeah,
like, just kind of picking his brain about stuff you could do?
he seems like an intense guy. It's good though. It's good. It'll wake you up, no doubt, in the mornings. But he's like an intense guy, and he seemed like he really knew what he was talking about.
Right. Now people that watch this team, I'm sure there's fans, they've gone through, flashes of what FSU is, but tell
Yeah,
me kind of what you feel like, the season can go, how it can go. Just what are you kind of expecting from these guys this year?
just me being around the players and the people,
Hmm.
like the staff and all. I feel like they're gonna have a really good season because just for the motivation they have this year
Hmm.
and the work that they're putting in. Like I can't give an exact. this is amount of wins, this
No,
amount of
that's fine.
loss. I can't give that, but it's just that just being around the players and people, like they seem super hungry for the season and all, you know.
Right. Now, have your parents ever been to an FSU game?
Uh-uh. That's priority number one, man. That is priority number one. I want them to come to the Florida for the state game,
Okay.
so
You
we're
want them
gonna
to
see if we
see
can fix them out.
you want them to see the atmosphere because you can only tell them so much, right?
I don't know. I showed them videos and all. Like it does not do it right. Like it really doesn't. Like yeah.
Now, if you're 6'7", 300 pounds, is that right? Or is there
Yeah.
weight difference?
I gained a little bit. I'm 305 right now, but yeah,
Okay.
300, 305, same thing.
Have you always been a tall kid, or did you start growing at
Yeah.
a certain age?
I don't know. I was always big, man. Like first when I started playing soccer, it was like okay, decent. Like okay, he's a little taller, but it's not crazy. And then when you look at photos, I mean, next to people, it's like, holy, why is he playing soccer? So it's been like that throughout my life. It's just that once I started embracing, oh man, I can actually use my body. Then sports became super fun for me and all, you know.
I got you. Now, before I let you go, I mean, I like to get just learn personal things. But what do you like to do when you're not playing football? What's kind of the things that you enjoy to kind of get you away? Because everyone needs a fun time to get away. It sounds like movies, which I love
Yep,
movies too. I'm going
everybody
tomorrow
loves
to the
movies.
movie.
What you gonna
I'm
watch?
going to see Thor tomorrow. So, but
Ooh,
what do you like? What do you like to do? Just kind of relax.
uh, I like to read. I like to play games. You can ask Norvell. I'm a great chef. Uh,
Oh,
hmm
what did you cook? What's
great
your
chef.
best? What's your best meal that you cooked?
Ooh, and I cook burgers really good.
Okay.
Cook Asian food. I want to say decent. Like it's still really really Americanized Asian food. Like I would never say it's like, oh, that's like the plate. It's really not. It's just it tastes good, so I'll eat it. And it's just that you kind of learn how to cook because you just get tired of eating nasty food. So yeah,
There you go.
it's like
Burgers, huh?
I just don't like nasty food, man. Yep.
Okay. So you're really good at burgers. Is that something you developed, or is that something you just you've always been good at?
It's just something I did back in Sweden. Like when I was living by myself, like first when I came there in Sweden, we have this thing called like blood pudding, and
Okay.
it's like organs and like kidney and stuff and like blood, and you kind of freeze it up and then you kind of eat it. It's disgusting, but it's super super cheap and it got calories. I was
Hmm.
kind of eating that, and then we just got tired of it because I had to gain like 60 pounds in a year. I'm like, you know what? If I gotta gain weight, I might as well gain like tasty weight. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, oh, let me make some burgers.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I've learned. See, I've already learned some new stuff. But anyway, Lucas, we appreciate it, man. Congratulations. I will see you on July 30th because I know you'll be there.
So,
Before I
yep.
let you go with July 30th, what did they discuss with you guys? What y'all were going to do on that event? Is it kind of like a
Uh,
junior day thing, or is it kind of just a
it's
workout
like
thing?
some us junior. I think it's like some barbecue thing.
Okay.
So I don't really know what they're planning. I'm excited to get back out there.
Okay. Okay. Well, Lucas, I appreciate it. Congratulations, man. I know Noel Nation's excited. Thanks for coming on here for a little while, and it was good learning more about you. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you about Thor, man. I'll
Yes,
let you
sir.
know about it. All right.
Do that. All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
bud.